What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today. We are in our Las Vegas Raiders franchise. It is technically week 8, but obviously we'll be going to week 9. But first things first, it's the bye week, which means it's the trade deadline. And I believe, actually, is it the trade deadline? Because we have that extra game. I'd imagine it's still the trade deadline. And we have a couple of needs on the team, mainly on the offensive line. It's hard to tell what we should do at cornerback because we were talking about letting Casey Hayward go or trading him somewhere, but it's kind of hard to tell if he's worth enough or if we should actually keep him because he just got that pick 6. Maybe he increases value enough to still trade him. I'm not sure. I just feel like he has not played even close to standard and maybe not even close to starting level, let alone what we expected to get out of him. So if we can make the right trade, find the right value, maybe we trade him off. I'm not exactly sure, but I will tell you we have a bye week scenario thing. Yes, Richie, we will take a break because we've done all right. We've won, 2 in a row, I believe. I mean, I think we deserve it, right? Okay, if it's +2 to injury morale, we'll take it all. And we get that trade from the Titans. We give them a 3rd-round pick, Casey Hayward and Michael Jordan, the GOAT, for Nate Davis, who, of course, is star development trade. He's a 77 overall. He's 24, really solid player. They have enough linemen to work with, and they can still get the job done on the ground game and the pass game, but they do not have enough veteran presence at cornerback. Their window is closing for a fact. They are only getting worse every season, and they want to try to make a run. And, of course, Casey Hayward has the potential to give you that elite level cornerback play. It just hasn't worked out for us. Hopefully it works out for them. I don't know what to tell you. But as far as Nate Davis goes, definitely a very solid player and almost comes in as our best lineman by far. But of course, that undisciplined penalty trait, definitely a little worrisome. Injury is okay, especially when you add our +4 boost. I think that's a massive trade. As far as what a team like us can get, especially for, we're a contender, I suppose. We have a chance, but I wouldn't really necessarily consider us, okay, we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. Making the playoffs is already an unlikely story, but we have a chance at it, so why not get better at a position that, well, we can keep for a long time as well, and, still automatically make us better as well. But cornerback definitely gets worse. We'll see if there's anyone in free agency we can get that's maybe a veteran presence, maybe not as good as him, but at least, can teach some of the younger guys the ropes. We're going to be signing Prince Amukamara to do just that. He hasn't really played in a while. Don't even know if we'll see much of him on the field, but obviously not the worst mentor in the world for some of these younger corners. But I think that's a pretty decent free agent and trade week. Not bad at all, actually. So we're going against the 2-6 Giants now, and of course the Chiefs just keep on winning. The Giants, even at 2-6, worry me. That division, I mean, they are pretty bad, I will admit, but the Giants on offense definitely have a ton of potential. We'll actually go take a look at their depth chart real quick just to show you some of the names that they have, see if they add any names. We actually looked at the Giants as well to see if we can maybe take one of their linemen. Will Hernandez wouldn't have been the worst name, but I thought, Casey Hayward probably would have went to a team that's actually a contender this year because for him and for the team gaining him, the Giants aren't really in win-now mode, so them going for a guy that helps them win now probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Daniel Jones, of course, on the lower end of morale's down for a lot of these guys. I mean, who wouldn't have low morale? Lots of potential at receiver and very fast receivers with Evan Ingram. O-line is really their biggest issue, so it also probably wouldn't have made sense for Will Hernandez to leave there. As far as what we need to do is we need to apply the pressure, and we also need to throw the ball on these guys. Their D-line's actually very underrated. Linebackers not great. Corners are decent, I will admit, but I just think we'll have a better time throwing against them than we will running. That D-line is going to get a lot of quick sheds. I don't know about the pass rush per se, but definitely in the ground game. So maybe you're new to the series, which if you are, hey, welcome. Maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe. We do franchise daily pretty much, whether it's actually this series or another series. But new to us even is the fact that Josh Jacobs got injured in practice. He's turf toe out 1 week. I don't know about placing him on IR. We'll say, though, turf toe can be more than 1 week, so hopefully that's not the case. I know that it's affected a lot of really good players in the past for multiple weeks. It just doesn't heal right, and it's very hard to practice on. So I will say, though, the thing that's kind of strange about it is we did put it on split intensity or split snaps. So the fact that Jacobs did get hurt when he doesn't even play in the full snaps is kind of unfortunate, kind of sucky. Nate Davis already has an upgrade point, and he was on a winning team, so he's not really regressing or anything like that, thankfully. Defensively, we have a couple upgrades there as well. And I think overall we are healthy on defense, right? I mean, it just looks a little different because no Casey Hayward, and everyone else looks to be the starter. Everyone looks to be settled in. All right, so the more important upgrades, or the more unique ones, are these three. Jeromepkr, the guy who's been, pretty good, right? Like, he hasn't made any outstanding plays, but, definitely pretty consistent in coverage. Kenyon Drake has been a pretty decent running back for us, so elusive back is going to be the style. Change direction. Kenyon Drake getting the chance to, I wouldn't say steal the job from Jacobs, but, it could make things interesting at the very least, because he has been a little bit more consistent yards per carry-wise. Maybe it's because Jacobs has taken the bigger brunt of the load, weakening the defense. Really good upgrade for Darren Waller, though, who's already very talented, obviously. +3 to catch and traffic, 2 to medium route, 1 to short route, and a run blocking 82 medium route. That's, tight ends don't get their route running up too high, but he's obviously very, very good at it, and even the catching and all that is very solid. So, very good upgrade for Darren Waller, who looks interesting. Here we go. There's Daniel Jones coming out. I have no idea how he's played this season, but I can't imagine with them being 2-6, with the amount of talent they have across the board, that he's doing very well. The O-line is basically the only downside of that team. They have some very solid receivers. Running back is one of the best in the league. Tight end, I know he drops the ball quite a bit, but obviously a mismatch, god. As far as their defense, they have an okay pass rush. Edge, once again, lacking a little bit. Yep. All right. If you followed my Twitter, Jeromepkr, you'll see that the picture of this went up pretty early in the morning, and oh my God, already taking a shot on us. Jesus, good hit by Jeromepkr. Not the greatest job I has with Trayvon Mullen, but, we did all right. Yeah, I'm just plugging everything today. You know what? I'm streaming tonight at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. What do you want from me? As Clelin Ferrell up the middle makes an insane play on Saquon Barkley, going through two players there, forcing a 3rd and 10. Got to give it to Daniel Jones, though, for taking an attempt early when, he thought it was there one-on-one. It wasn't, but sure, and over the middle, there's, once again, if he catches the ball, he's not that bad. He's actually pretty good. Evan Ingram with the first down completion catch from Daniel Jones. A pretty good ball. A safe ball with that as well. Something that is important to mention is Mr. McCoy, and look at the ball again by Daniel Jones. But it's something to note, knowing and being aware as a quarterback that you don't need to just throw it as hard as possible every single time. Sometimes just get that completion and extend the drive, as Saquon not really finding a whole lot of success so far. 2 for 3, but once again, it's very early, and I have a weird feeling that Mr. Saquon's going to have himself a bit of a day today, as he is going to find some room and gain about 5, making it a very, very manageable 3rd and 2. However, they are kind of making it a little obvious on us. We're going to, pay attention just in case it is a play action, but this is probably going to be a run. And they are going to lose yardage right up the middle. Mr. Abram with the tackle, clean as can be. And, of course, they do have a pretty good kicker, too. I'm telling you, this team outside of their O-line is very, very, very good. Graham Gano, I don't expect him to miss often, but, you know, there he goes. Missing a 56-yarder was tough, I will say, but those are kicks that you expect him to at least get closer than that. Power is not an issue for him, so to see him miss like that, it seems like a power issue. I don't know if maybe he's potentially going to retire soon, but that is not his best effort, as Kenyon Drake up the middle is going to gain 2, maybe 3 on the first carry of the game. Nothing changes. That's why you get a guy like Kenyon Drake. In case Jacobs gets hurt as well, it's nice to have him out there, and you don't really have to change your offense up too much. As we had Hunter Renfrow, I didn't necessarily like it. That would have been a tough throw to make. The safety's there. The ball is very far down the field if we have to get that there. So take our yardage, hit a 3rd and 2 just like them, run up the middle and get stuffed just like them. Never mind. It's Kenyon Drake finding some room to the 34-yard line. Play action look, and thankfully he bit, as Foster is going to catch the ball and get stopped around the 7, maybe 6-yard line by James Bradbury. If that guy wouldn't have bit on Kenyon Drake, who sold it pretty damn well, we are absolutely dead for a sack. Who knows, fumble maybe, and oh my lord, there it is. I was about to say, it was a little too easy on that one run on 2nd down, or was it 3rd and 2 actually. He gets us there and makes us pay. Double drag look, Waller in the back of the end zone could be a look as well. We're just going to take Ruggs, really good catch. Down to the 1, Ingold almost stolen on him, which would have been interesting. We would have lost some yardage there for sure. And speaking of Ingold, from the 1, 3rd and goal. This is a tough decision to make, but I like it. Ingold up the middle, and the big man scored another touchdown on the season. I can't remember if he scored a rushing touchdown, maybe receiving, maybe both at this rate. Not a bad drive at all. Once again, Saquon struggling, starting off with a 1-yard gain on the ground. To the outside, Evan Ingram, again, the mismatch god. Some of our linebackers, not the fastest either. We have a little bit of speed, but the main starters who are usually in there are some of the slower guys, more run-stopping type guys. That's where we have the safeties making up for it as well with their speed. The screen pass, did not see that coming, and Saquon Barkley, once again, severely struggling in this one. 2nd and 9, a little bit of man coverage. Don't tell me that's a linebacker on Galladay. As Clellan gets a little bit of pressure, and oh my lord, Kenny Galladay just made a catch and a half. It was man coverage. I don't know if it was Trayvon that ended up on him, but that is insane. I also only just noticed that they're wearing their red uniforms. They're supposed to be wearing blue. You know what, EA? Colors are hard. I get it. We seen by the, oh, there goes Saquon. Now that's the Saquon we know, and normally when we're not playing them, love. Yeah, nice 11-yard gain. But yeah, we seen before this got fixed. Color's not super easy, believe it or not. So we're just going to be happy that we're here actually wearing color codes rather than random colors. Never been invented. And Daniel Jones has got to get out of there. I don't know if he's just afraid of the grounding penalty, but Clellan Ferrell, who has had not a bad start at all to this one, will get this sack. And just like that, it is already the end of the first quarter, which is blazing speed up the middle. McCoy, 2nd and 24, and they're going to run it, and Saquon's going to lose 3. I mean, I got to admit, we seem like a better unit with Casey Hayward gone, as we're trying to get some pressure, and they're going to just throw it underneath and basically give up on the drive again. I mean, you get 7, 8, 9 yards. You have another attempt at a field goal. I know you missed the first one, but and that seems like a strange decision. Drake up the middle, not the greatest look, and we get absolutely rolled by Dexter Lawrence. I gotta admit, another play that doesn't really look that great, but we're basically forced to run it now. Kenyon Drake out the backfield is going to be our look. No broken tackle. Really good open field tackle there by Logan Ryan, actually. All right, 3rd and 11. Edwards up the middle. Waller on the wheel. Got a couple of options. I think you got to take that, and that is a really low throw. Almost intercepted there by, is that Anzalo? How many teams does this guy play on? I don't understand. But, of course, they will actually make a really good defensive drive there. Really good defensive play. A little low for my liking, like I said. Get a hit. Pettis gets the ball, slips off, and doesn't even get laid. Well, he looks dead, but he doesn't even get laid out, even though he had a, one-on-one shot with a linebacker there. Let's move our net over. They're still going to keep, pounding on this ground game, and Once again, nowhere to go. Our D-line has been stout today. Clellan Ferrell up the middle against Will Hernandez. Clellan gets the beat, but of course spins to the opposite side of where he needed to go. Galladay, really the only receiver. Well, I guess Evan Ingram's played pretty well, but one of the more consistent receivers on the day. 3rd and 5. Max Crosby off the edge against Nate. The ball's out quick, and what a freaking adjustment by Slayton to catch it and cut up field. Good job by Daniel Jones as well, of course, as we were coming. We were there. We were ready to go. Yannick on the other side has been the most silent by far today. See if he can get involved, and getting blocked by a tight end cleanly. Saquon's going to gain 7 yards. They should be in a position where they are going to guarantee themselves points. Obviously, a pretty good drive so far. Will Hernandez once again. Let's try to run through him. Can't. Gets the swim. Hit as he's throwing, and he has the beat. Amik Robertson. Him and Johnson are going to be kind of sharing that role, and we should never have a guy as small as him one-on-one with Kenny Galladay. We might actually have to make it where Trayvon travels, which actually sounds very interesting because that's just not a matchup we're ever going to win. And we're far off. I mean, Robertson just gets absolutely torched off the line. I mean, we give him like a 10-yard cushion, and he still gets in behind and scores. But of course, it is now tied up. I kind of want to see what we can do in our very own streak, but I do like the run look here. And Kenyon Drake is going to gain about 6. Kind of called it a little early there, to be honest, but we'll take the 6 anyways. Ruggs on the front of that. I really want to run that, but it is Bradbury anyways. Drake going to fall forward for the first down. Not bad. And Ojulari for the Giants, a very high potential, hopeful edge rusher. Injured on the play, of course, for his sake. Hopefully he's fine. Kenyon Drake on the counter. Another run. Probably shouldn't be. Ooh, wow. Did we just get clothesline? Dexter Lawrence is a dangerous individual, and he needs to leave. But yeah, with the injury of Josh Jacobs, maybe we should chill out with the runs to Drake just a little bit. And Waller, very open. And the other corner going against Hunter Renfrow just does not see it. Never turns around. And, of course, he's forced to run some drills there because, you know, he made a bad play. Coach always makes him do that. Gonna throw the double drag. We have Waller again, but Hunter Renfro's even more open. A little overthrown. Adjusts to it. Slips behind Bradbury all the way to the 11. I don't mind it. Hunter Renfro is a very good player. And they're kind of stacking the wrong side here. I think Drake might have a chance to score even. And I need Waller to get out there. The double team is nice and all, but ends alone. Mr. Anal Zone himself easily getting in there. There's no resistance at all. 2nd and 10 from the 12. Both offenses just absolutely crushing the other one. At least defense anyways. And this is going to be a throwaway. Maybe could have dumped it off to Waller there. I thought we were going to have Ruggs. We didn't. And now we are in a 3rd and 10 situation. Just trying to keep up with which route is which. And we'll take that. It's Waller. It's Waller, but it's also Bradbury. Like the effort by Drake. Obviously, he couldn't get the feet down anyways. Yeah, I mean, good defense. Sometimes you just got to praise the other team. And what is their ability? No, not being able to see the kick bar? Either way, it's in. 10-7. And yeah, not the way we would have liked to finish, but at least we got points. Oh, come on with this. Another injury to the offensive line. Denzel Good did return this week, so he probably will slide in at left guard, but this offensive line has got to improve their training. And Diablo misses. Oh, my Lord. So does Mullen. There's Saquon once again. He's showing up a little bit, but for the most part, not really seeing a whole lot from him. What is this momentum? How are we not way ahead of them? We're up by 3 in the away stadium. Screen pass. And somehow caught. It actually hurts them, like, tremendously, but somehow catches that. Good job by Diablo just to be there, tag him down. And we're not getting any sort of success. And once again, another throw to Saquon. It's now time for us to call a timeout. And barely getting over to McCoy. Saquon gets burned. Oh, no. Saquon does burn there as he's going to get the first down. Oh, and it's not Carl Joseph. Who the hell is it? Littleton and Carl Joseph are just confusing me. Clellan Ferrell forcing the issue inside, pushing Daniel Jones to the left, and Yannick comes down with the sack. Yeah, their offensive line has got to be the worst one we've faced by a long shot. It has not even been close. I mean, their O-line is just collapsing at every angle, it seems, as Max gets destroyed. Kind of gets chipped off the line by, I think it was Evan Ingram, which got him off balance, and then he gets smacked by the huge Nate Solder. Farrell working the double team again. This time not going to have any success. Daniel Jones does have some speed. Hit as he's throwing! And still actually almost caught by Galladay. Oh, hey, Yannick, relax. Hell of a play on third down, but, you know, you don't want to give them the first down. Maybe we attempt something before half, but if not, we'll take our lead. And gets hit from his own offensive lineman on the screen attempt. And they do only have one timeout, so I think you play it smart here and just waste the clock out. But yeah, an interesting first half. Once again, injuries plaguing us as they always do. Saquon not playing up to his normal self has obviously helped, but give some credit to the defense where it's due. They've actually filled the lanes well. The D-line has actually been winning for the first time all season. And of course, coverage outside of a few mishaps has been decent, especially after losing what is supposed to be your starter, your captain of the corners. And the way we want to play it, I think throwing short has been, even though it's not the way I want us to play it, has been the way that we actually have been succeeding. So, you know, I say throw it short. And then defensively, the ground game has been, we're defending it pretty well. I would say, yeah, medium is probably the best way to go. And we're going to let this bounce. Kenyon Drake's still back there. He is the smartest and the best player there. But once again, with Josh Jacobs injured, should not be returning any kicks or punts unless we see an absolute silver lining of a play. And Anzalone, once again, making the play. Obviously, Drake having a pretty good game overall, but some of them inflated off of, one or two nice runs. Haven't been that consistent as we normally are with him. Going for a throw. We have Hunter Renfrow. Stop. Make sure you get the throw out there. Really good blocking attempts. 3 versus 2. It's not an easy one to win. First down regardless to the 38-yard line. Kenyon Drake up the middle, getting some decent looks. Ball is out there a little bit, though, Maybe tuck it in a little bit. Make sure we don't lose the thing. Another run look, but I kind of prefer a pass. Haven't really been able to get Ruggs involved as much as we'd like to. As Edwards, looking pretty good, is gonna drop it. Probably should have went with the possession, but it's a young guy. Obviously want as many yards as you can get. Always thinking about the yards after the catch rather than the catch itself, especially when you think it's that easy. That's not super easy, speaking of, and Bradbury gets turned around. Obviously, Waller, a very good deep threat receiver, but Bradbury, very talented. Surprised to see him give that one up, as well as how much he gave it him up. Kenyon Drake up the middle and trying to get a block from Ruggs. Did an okay job. Lowering the shoulder nicely is Kenyon Drake, though. Not really his style necessarily, but seeing him trying to adapt that Jacobs role while we don't have him is pretty interesting to see. As Hunter Renfrow is there. Oh, is that a hurdle? And where that is risky. Get up there, Edwards. What a play! Edwards saving the day. Derek Carr just heaving it as far as he can, knowing his guy is over there somewhere open, and we get the play. That is beautiful. The worst part about it is I think we did have Ruggs for a score, but at least we made a play out of it. And Ruggs, speaking of, he's got the speed, but Derek Carr delivers a perfect ball the opposite side of the field when we should have went to Ruggs. And then when we do go to Ruggs, it's overthrown. It's a bit of a wasted opportunity there, as that would have been 7 for sure. Kenyon Drake with the insane cutbacks is always gaining 4. They had the numbers on the edge. We thought we would have had it, but too many double teams and it costed us. But we gained 4. Still manageable. Hunter Renfrow in the inside could be the look. Is he the look? Maybe. And we're going to take the sack. I would have liked to see him just throw it, but good job of the Giants. Dialed up just enough pressure to force the field goal. We were just about to hit Hunter Renfrow. And going for this kick. Wins a little bit left. Looks good to me. Not quite down the middle, but as much as you really need it to be. Daniel Carlson, not a bad day, as we are up by 6. Could have been up by only 3 if Graham Gano hit his 56-yarder. And then, of course, if they would have made a better play on 3rd and super long, they could have been tied up with their ball chance to lead. Definitely a bit of a lower scoring game today. Their coverage has been decent. Their pass rush is definitely heating up for a fact. And then obviously on our side of the ball, I mean, outside of that really bad play by Robertson, you know, pretty good showing so far, especially in coverage. Double team works as Max Crosby gets in there. Surprised not to see, you know, the backups come in a little bit for Saquon, who's not really done that well. I know the New York Giants don't have that great of running backs at backup anymore, but still, Clellan tries to get there, and Evan Ingram doing a good job today of securing the ball. Gains about, what, 6? Maybe 5? Manageable. Corey Littleton on the blitz. See if we can get down. And they do a pretty good job. Littleton gets inside leverage. But speaking of inside leverage, there goes Galladay, who is showing off his size, running through people. Was that a truck stick we seen? After that catch and run, puts Kenny Galladay at 4 for 75, which, if I'm not mistaken, is actually the price of that expensive contract he signed, which seems to be worth it. Clellan, who's been insane, had to make that sack. Do not see why Daniel Jones didn't run. That man could have been gone. There was no one in sight for 50 yards. He may have scored. Of course, Clellan did have a little bit of a lead up, but Daniel Jones maybe taking coach's advice too much of standing tough in the pocket. And speaking of Clellan with 3, their O-line is evaporating. It is literally dying right before our eyes. As Max Crosby gets locked up. Pretty good blocking this time. And Saquon's going to try to break out, and he can't to the 48-yard line. New York is, especially on that O-line, really kind of falling flat here. From the 12, a touchdown drive here, especially from the 12, would probably result in a win, honestly, but that's easier said than done, as we will gain 1 yard on the play. Definitely not the greatest starting look. Option play to Waller. Have Ruggs deep, potentially. And maybe you take that. Hit as we're throwing, and ooh, that could have been picked. Logan Ryan lurking there. Really good job on the block. Shed, at least, by the Giants. 3rd and 9 now. Hunter Renfrow underneath. Have a couple of first down options. Ruggs, maybe. And we're going to take Renfro's. There's just no one else open enough. Fumble by Renfrow. Picked up by Peppers, and he will score. That is exactly the opposite of what we needed. I mean, we played that by the book. I know maybe you should just run it, but, I mean, you could easily fumble on a run as well, especially since it's a little bit harder to see the guy coming. Hunter Renfrow got his head around. He's seen it coming, and he still just took one. And, of course, now the Giants are leading by 1. I mean, we held on in the pocket as much as possible. We were literally about to take a sack and basically almost a safety as Kenyon Drake. Man, you got to take the return every once in a while. What a return. Chance to score even there. But, yeah, that one's just completely on Hunter. There's no way around it. As we have the slants and another risky one. Of course, you know, the first one wasn't risky. It just turned out bad. Definitely risky, though, on that one. That was a close call. Edwards with a catch. Gain of 9. Going to run up the middle to get the first down, or not, as Dexter Lawrence, who's been a little hit or miss, comes up with that one, absolutely shredding the O-line. 3rd and 2 from the 39, and we are going to barely get it there. Kenyon Drake playing smart, going underneath the O-line. A lot of these struggles have definitely come from the fact that Richie Incognito got hurt. There's no doubt about it. Another inside zone look. And Kenyon Drake going to get wrestled down for a gain of 1, maybe. And seeing those Giants numbers on the ground and seeing us struggle definitely is not a welcome sight. I will give you that. That is not something we like to see. And it's tough in the pocket. Hunter Renfrow drops the ball. You got to bring that down. All right, so here's our play. Waller. Please tell me that ball is good. Waller holds on to the 4. What a throw while being hit. Derek Carr has put some insane passes on this season. It's actually nuts to see. Under pressure as well, and Waller gets another big one on the season, and there goes Dexter Lawrence. If that man needed a breakout this week, he would have gotten it with those tackles for a loss. I'll tell you what. Looking for the slants, or not slants, but slant from Edwards, who has it, and he scores. Back on top, the Raiders. You expect a run here when it's under center like this, and they just have us. They just read it. All right, who's going to play hero for the Giants? They really have not done a whole lot on offense. Not that we've done much more, but they've got to have something come up, and Trayvon almost came away with it. I don't know what it is, but every time they throw to number 3, who's just not catching it. Inside, oh, we got locked up. Saquon's wide open there. And he's not going to gain a whole lot, though. You got to give it to Trayvon, man. He is hustling. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Huge play here. And they're going to get a really good set of blocks to the outside. Kenny Golladay doesn't get the feet down. Ball wasn't perfect. I would debate challenging that if I'm them, but I think you probably should challenge that, but realistically, I think it is the right call not to, because I don't think he did get it. Really good little block. Hunter Renfrow, not the fastest man in the world, gets to the 30. Definitely a guy that also struggles with protecting the football, as we know. Going to go to Edwards on the sweep. And, wow, that's just a really good job by Lorenzo Carter off the edge. We actually lose 3. All right, a little bit maybe too deep of a play, but you can't run it there, so it is what it is. Maybe had Kenyon Drake, but we also have Edwards wide open for a lot of yards. Was that a 24-yard gain? Down to the 49. Stretch look to the right and try to cut it back again. Kenyon Drake, super good at those cutbacks. Gains 2. Obviously not the greatest showing today. Definitely would have seen, like to see a little bit more from him with Jacobs out. But once again, going against a very good D-line and not a bad linebacking group for at least stopping the run. Maybe not in coverage so much, but stopping the run, they're pretty decent. And Kenyon Drake grinding and fighting for 4. All right, Kenyon Drake, no. Waller, no. Foster, no. It's Edwards, yes. And the Giants are kind of in a dangerous territory now where they're, giving up any more yards, and we may not be able to be stopped. Field goal wins it at this rate. And Kenyon Drake is going to get a lot more than that. From the 23 to Mr. number 23. Kenyon Drake, once again, just grinding out these yards. Obviously, the yards per carry looking a lot better after those couple of plays. Going for the play action potential dagger here. 2nd and 4 from the 17. Play action look. We've obviously succeeded on the ground quite a bit. And we're just going to run this with Derek Carr. Risky to hold that. I thought maybe we had a chance to go for it all. Definitely did not, and thankfully, once again, holds on to the ball. See how easy it is to not fumble Hunter Renfrow? That's all you had to do. Just don't fumble. Up the middle from the 7, Kenyon Drake. Very patient and scores. Oh, my Lord. Look at those blocks. Look at those blocks. And honestly, even though I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Giants to do it, that was probably the best option for them. One way or another, you're going to have to... hello? Back up, pal. But one way or another, you're going to have to score 2 touchdowns anyways. Oh, Lord. Or basically 2 touchdowns. And come on, Abram. That was a little dangerous. Of course, they also get out of bounds on that. Back them all up again. Kwiatkowski over there. And Max, no, over pursues, and he gets it out. And he's going to get more. Oh, my Lord, these safeties. Okay, we're relax. To the 15, the Giants, I don't know where this was before. We are playing a little conservatively, I suppose, but, we're backing them up more than anything, so should be the underneath open, not the deeper play. Max Crosby pushing off, and they're going to get a decent bit of yardage. Huge hit, and recovered by Mullen. That's GG. Game's over. And I wonder if Drake got to 100. I'd imagine he did, as Drake is going to get stopped for nothing. 112 and a touchdown. We rode this man to victory just like your ma did. Gotta love the idea that the kick bar was gone all game as well. That's a fun feature. Come on, Crosby. Who gets absolutely crushed. And another huge hit. These guys are flying. Oh, look at Crosby with the power move, and we missed. Daniel Jones, really good elusiveness there in the pocket. Crosby with a chance, though, And Joseph is not going to catch it. They're just going to go for a Hail Mary. Why not? Why not? And that could be picked by Trayvon. And it is. Add insult to injury. And he has a chance to run. Oh, my Lord. That is too fun. Good job by the defense. We're actually 5-3, believe it or not. Of course, once again, kind of going against some of our easier opponents here. Definitely a lot of tough matchups coming up. Supposed to win against teams like the Eagles and the Giants, so it would have been kind of unfortunate to drop one of them, even though, once again, those two teams do have their talent, especially this team with their offense. And once again, they have some playmakers on defense as well, but we were just too much for them. And more importantly, their offensive line was just awful, and I think that aspect alone costed them this game. If they had an offensive line that played even close to ours, which is crazy to say, they would have probably won this game. I mean, Daniel Jones was under fire pretty much the entirety of the game, early and often. And, of course, there's only so much you can do, even if you're the greatest quarterback of all time, which we, of course, know Daniel Jones is, obviously. You're not going to be able to do a whole lot. You can only do so much when you're getting very minimal time to actually survey the field. Derek Carr, not a bad performance at all. Jones, once again, wasn't that bad. The real big mistake he had is when he had a chance to potentially run it, maybe for the touchdown with his speed, and he just didn't. Drake, of course, finished pretty good. Better than Saquon. That's all I can really tell you. As far as receiving, Saquon had a lot of catches, but once again, only 4.1 yards per catch. Bryan Edwards had himself a decent day today. Waller had some clutch plays. Hunter Renfrow was okay outside of the fumble. Ruggs, really would have liked to get him more involved, especially since we had a touchdown to him and we just missed it. Edwards made a great play on it anyways, but still, Yannick Ngakoue with a sack, Clelin Ferrell with a sack, 3 of them to be exact, and then Trayvon Mullen with a pick right there at the end, and somehow slipping away and almost scoring potentially there, which was actually nuts. Now for Clelin Ferrell, it's a tough one because he is playing rush DT a lot, but I do want him to be a pass rusher more than just like, a run stopper. And of course, he would get to scheme fit. Man, scheme fit would be clutch. Now we got to go speed rusher. We need the finesse. Please be a good upgrade though. Should have went with speed with run stopper. He does get to 80 finesse, but man, it would have been nice to have that scheme fit, especially since we didn't get like a +2 or +3 to finesse. If we got a +2 or +3 to the finesse, I think it would have been worth it, but we didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, looking at the next couple of games, the Chiefs definitely in a matchup I don't feel super great about. They're 7-1. The Broncos are 6-2. Looking at the Bengals, kind of similar to this Giants team. O-line's kind of rough. They have a lot of playmakers on offense. Joe Burrow is a bit smarter and better than Daniel Jones, so we'll see what he can do. Defense, probably a little bit worse than the Giants, actually. And then the Cowboys, who are stacked all around. Definitely a couple of tough matchups coming up for sure, but obviously it's nice to be on the winning side of 500 at 5-3. Once again, we probably have looked at this schedule a billion times. That I want to see the final, games. Chiefs, I'm going to just be factual and say who we're going to lose and win to. So we're going to lose this one. Should win that. Lose. Maybe win. Potentially win. And then maybe win. We did smoke them the first time. So once again, I probably said it before. 8-9 finish, maybe? I don't know. I really don't know. There's an option, or there's a chance to make the playoffs here, but we're going to have to win a couple of tough matchups. I don't know if we have it in us, especially with all these injuries constantly happening. We'll see, though. We'll see. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun for me. It was a close game throughout. The Giants actually gave us a bit of trouble. Thankfully, our D-line was able to beat their offensive line. That was the main factor of today's game more than any. Obviously, they did have a forced fumble touchdown, which was half of their points. That offense of theirs definitely did not do nearly as much as they needed to try and win that game. But overall, like I said, I had a blast. Hopefully you guys did as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff. We do videos daily. Maybe check out the Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel PK Plays, which I've neglected, I know, because Madden 22 is in full swing. And it might even get worse if I actually attempt 2K, but maybe that's where I'll upload 2K. Maybe I'll upload it because, you know, my career is technically like story-driven. Could put it over there. And then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for streams, which we'll have one later today around probably 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. If it's any later, any earlier, I'll let you know in the community tab. I say any earlier, and I had to laugh because it's just like, really? You think you're going to stream earlier than that? Likely story. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see